So I used to sit at this exact desk recording FIFA videos. I had around about 90,000 subscribers and I had two income streams coming in, one from YouTube and one from a full-time job. And I honestly thought at the time that my dream of doing YouTube as a full-time job was so close to becoming true. But then life took a different turn for me, because as I tried to keep up with these other creators and try and keep up with my full-time job, YouTube was slipping away. I had relationship issues going on. My dad passed away, my grandma passed away. And so around about this time, everything just felt like it was just falling apart. But then not long after that, I was offered a promotion at work, that kind of talk where we'll pass your information on, yeah, if you're up for it. Nothing came. Then around about 6 months later, another quote unquote promotion came, another offer. I accepted it and I thought at the time, this is something I really want to do, a good increase in pay, you know, the freedom in the job role, all this kind of stuff. And guess what? Nothing came. No contracts, no extra responsibility, nothing. Just basically leading me down the garden path, using me as another spare part, as another name to blame, basically. So I walked away from that. So who would have thought, especially not me, that at my lowest point, after all that's happened, walking away from YouTube, which was a dream to me to do that as a full-time job. If anyone knows me from the age of, I don't know, 9, 10 or whatever, no, that was my dream to do. And so from walking away from that, people passing away, relationship issues, offered job promotions that nothing materialized. At that point, at my lowest, that self-improvement would have worked. It actually clicked for me, you know. I always thought the opposite, that you had to be doing okay, doing all right. But at that time, I needed self-improvement. That's what I needed to get out of the mess I was in. And that's how I am where I am today. And I've actually stuck to it and I've got no plan in quitting. So in terms of my history with self-improvement, I am no different to anybody watching this video right now. Like, I'm exactly the same, 100% relatable. I've tried every single diet, I've tried different gym routines, I've watched every video on YouTube, wake up at 4, wake up at 5, the benefits, go outside when the sun's rising, journal, eat your greens, drink your greens now. You get them in a glass and you can drink them. But I've tried it all. Honestly, I've been there, I've done it, tried different diets, bought off different coaches, different meal plans. I've been there, I've done it. And watching these videos, it feels great. Trust me, I know, I've been there. You watch it and you go, I'm going to start this tomorrow. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, you're watching a video, I'm going to start this tomorrow. And we've been there, I've done that. And, you know, along the way, I've failed so many times. Every year, there must be 2 or 3, 4 fails every past year that I've tried this. You know, where I've decided I'm going to go to the gym, sign up, go for a week, 2 weeks, leave it, never go. Gym membership still running. You know, so I am 100% relatable to everybody watching this right now. I have been there, failed or given up or prioritized something else. Like when I was doing YouTube towards the end last time, I thought, wow, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do all of this stuff, I'm going to do it. I literally was, but I kept putting YouTube before it, and I kept thinking, well, when YouTube is full time, then I'll start doing this stuff. And that's what kept putting it back. And it was just something that I was always been fascinated with. I've always wanted to do. I've always been intrigued by it, and I love watching it. But in terms of doing it for myself, I've always failed, you know, so I'm no different to anybody else. Okay, so in terms of a turning point that got me onto the path that I'm on now, there was 2 major turning points, I would say. So the first one, after walking away from YouTube and relationship issues, dad passing away, grandma passing away, all that kind of stuff going on, I've always been the sort of person that's needed 2 things going on in my life. So a full-time job and normally a side income. Now, the side income wasn't there, had no ideas, didn't know what to do. So I filled that side income void with the gym. Now, for any of you watching this, we've all been to the gym all different times over the years. I've always known three sets of 12. But this time I've downloaded TikTok, learning about bulking, cutting, going to failure and all this kind of stuff. And it got me excited to go to the gym. And obviously going for a bad time myself, them 2 things just sort of came together, you know. So that's how I started the gym. I wasn't perfect. I started dirty bulking, which again, probably the wrong move right now, let's be honest. But it got me into the gym. That's the main thing. I'm still there today, thankfully. Maybe if dirty bulking wasn't a thing and I had to eat so clean straight away and all this kind of stuff, I wouldn't have stuck to it. I'm going to be honest. But knowing I could eat McDonald's, KFC, pizza, pasta, frozen food, and go to the gym and get stronger was like a no-brainer to me. Anyway, that's for another story. But that got me into the gym. So I was in the gym doing all that kind of stuff, but I was still searching for a passion, a purpose, not long after. So October 2024, after I walked away from that, what you're going to call it, a fake job promotion, offer, whatever, never materialized. Anyway, after I walked away from that, that's when I felt really low. So at this point in terms of the gym, I have bulked, cut, and then I was bulking again, dirty bulking again, and you're talking now October, November, December 2024. I felt horrible. I didn't like it, how I felt, how I feel, bulking. And I've started to see all these other videos about how you can maintain or lean bulk and all these kind of things. And I just felt horrible inside myself. Life wasn't great and no job promotion. I've been at the same job for 11 years. Nothing was just coming my way. So at that point, I remember there's a very vivid image in my head of me at home in the conservatory. I've got a floor treadmill and I was watching TikToks, trying to do 45 minutes of walking because I was trying to start cutting again, the second cut. And I remember just thinking to myself, I need out. And I wanted revenge, so to speak, on the people at my work, because what I thought was a great promotion for me, and I was going to finally get the job I want and great income and great freedom, and I was willing to do the job, willing to learn everything. And it just felt like I was being used, lied to. And I was really down and depressed. That was the point where I decided, you know what? The only person that can get me out of this situation that I'm in now, which is no side income, walked away from YouTube, people passing away, that happens, but that kind of thing playing in your head. I'm in the same job I've been in since I was 16, offered 2 promotions that's been a load of lies. I decided, if anyone's going to get myself out of this mess, it can only be me. So I thought from that moment on, sometime in December 2024, I'd say towards the end of December, I decided it's me. It's now or never. I am going to get myself out of this mess. That doesn't mean suddenly become a millionaire or anything like that, but I'm going to eat cleaner, read, journal, whatever it is, whatever I have to do to get me out of this job, living a better life. And it's almost like a revenge tactic in a way, because I wanted revenge on the different people that have done me wrong along the way, to say that I am surely worth more than what I'm living right now. And from that moment onwards, I've tried every single day to become just that slightly bit better. So I'd love to go more into the October, November, December period, because that was a really big turning point for me. But in terms of today, how my self-improvement journey looks today, what I'm doing, if you was to look at either my TikTok, Instagram, or even YouTube Shorts, I've uploaded some day in the lives on there. You can see that I'm actually living what I'm saying. I'm not just talking a load of whatever. But by all means, I'm not an expert, by the way. So I'll run you through a quick day in the life right now. What normally happens is, wake up around about 6 a.m, but this is because I go to work at 7. So I'm not waking up at 6 out of choice. I wake up an hour before work. Wake up, bathroom, weigh myself, track the weight. Then I normally grab a bottle of water, drink that, read a little bit, journal a little bit, head out the door to work, take food with me. Now in terms of the gym, I'm doing full body every other day. At the minute, that's the split I'm running. So I'm in the gym on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I normally have Saturday, Sunday off, just the way it falls, because it'd be awkward sometimes with work, around days off and all that kind of stuff. Again, story for another day. In terms of the diet right now, I'm eating pretty much a whole foods diet, so food with only one ingredient, apart from things like protein powder and sourdough. They have I don't know how many ingredients are in protein powder, but in terms of like sourdough, I think it's 4 or 5. So things like that I'm quite proud of. But the main thing is, I'm not an expert. I was just finally tired of giving up on myself. And this time I decided it's all or nothing. And that is how I got to the point where I am now. Like I say, I'm going to do some more day in the life so you guys can actually see what it's like. And I just want to make one thing clear. You don't have to have it all figured out. When I started this, as you can see, I was probably in the worst place I've ever been in my life. And yet somehow self-improvement came to me as a thing that not saved me in a way, but it became more appealing to me to get out of the place I was in. So who knows? I'm going to try and share some things on this channel, whether it's day in the life or just little mindset things, and help you guys out. And if you're interested, down below in the description, there's a little PDF, something I put together that helped me in the beginning in terms of putting together a structure and a routine, because that's the main thing. If you make the structure and a routine easy, then it's just autopilot every single morning. Like I say, my morning is just the same thing every morning. And as much as that sounds boring, I just know that is the right path to be on. So waking up, going to the bathroom, weighing myself, tracking the weight, reading, journaling, but don't be too strict to yourself. If you can only read 5 pages one morning when your target is 10, think about 2 years ago when you were reading 0 for the whole year. So you've got to think of it like that. Some mornings I don't always read. Some mornings I don't read at all. I had to make food for work and it's took me longer than normal and I haven't fit reading in. I might do the reading in the evening or just do it again the next day. I think one key thing is don't be too hard on yourself when you're starting. Start messy, because you know it's not going to be like that forever. So let me know down below in the comments what you think of this. Like I say, my life isn't perfect. I'm not coming on here to try and say that. If anything, I'm going to try and come on here and prove to you guys that I'm relatable and I'm no different than any of you watching this.